guys, welcome from me, this is Championship Manager 0102, something nice and fresh for you, something nice and new. So recently, the last week or so, I've been having a conversation with Neil. We're talking about sort of like unearthing young gems within the Championship Manager update. Now, of course, there are third-party programs that people can use to do this. For me, that's a no-no. It's all about sort of doing it manually. And I'm going to show you a little tip here. What I suggested you can do. Now, obviously, first things first. If you're going to look for, if you're going to do a test save and see how youngsters that you may locate develop, you must remember that when you do your test save with the same leagues as what you're going to have when you do your proper save. Because I might do a test save with all these leagues as is, find a load of players. And then when I start a game properly and I only start England, I load my shortlist. It's not gonna let me, is it? So without further ado, let's go straight to it then. So this is what I suggested with the update. If I show you Liverpool, we'll do Liverpool as an example. Liverpool are right here now because of the maxed 50 members to a squad. The way the updaters did it is they created a low rep second team called Liverpool R. As in reserves. Now those players, right, there you see, right there. Now they're all actually Liverpool players. Some of which, with the higher potential, have got transfer already agreed to Liverpool. And it probably at the end of the year, could be the end of next season, could be the end of the season after. In fact, we'll have a quick check, shall we, at their future transfers. There you go, there's one. And he's not going until, for 3 years. He's going in 3 years' time. So he's obviously got a high potential. But of course, Liverpool can only have a squad of 50. Oh shit, Rob. They can only the proper Liverpool squad can only have a squad of 50 players, and of course that's how they get around it. They just have a set load of players to that are gonna go there. That'll give you time if you were Liverpool or Liverpool as a whole to sell players. Obviously, as an AI perspective, if they've got 50 players and they've got a pre-arranged deal, that deal will fall through. But what I was saying to Neil, and for the benefit of you guys here, when you want to look for certain players, youngsters, that's what you want to write in, right? And what that's going to bring in your club search is all the reserve squads. So let's look at Bayern Munich. Bayern Munich reserves. You'll see Bayern Munich have actually got 2 reserve teams. They've got Bayern Munich reserves and Bayern Munich 2. So there's no one in that Bayern Munich 2. They call that the under-17s, but that won't necessarily apply as under-17s, that's definite. The Bayern Munich Resis, now you won't always find under-19s as it says at the top there. I know it for a fact, just like you didn't on, there you go. And this is a good way to really scout these youngsters. And when I say scout, I mean manually flip. I mean, there you go, first things first. I've already got him, I've already done it. He's 16 years of age and he's alright for a 16-year-old. And what we've been doing, Neil and I, Neil's done his way, I've done mine, and I think he's probably accumulated a lot more players than I have. We're going through these players, and I find that Italy have a lot more players available than anyone else. Now, look, Ascoli have got a couple of 14-year-olds. Yes, he looks like a shower of shit. Of course he is. He's going to turn 15 in a few days' time. Salvatore, he's going to probably be one of the youngest on the game. Who was it now? I think it was Empoli, I think it was. Let's just go to Empoli. I think they've actually got 2 sides, but let's look at Empoli. I think they've got a couple of babies. No, maybe not. Maybe it wasn't. Okay, so what I've been doing is literally going through manually one by one, and anything that looks remotely decent, I've added them to my shortlist. I've called it cheap as chips, and here you see. Now, just quickly, as well as the reserve team, write in the word Yong. Now, the Yong is basically, I think Yong, correct me if I'm wrong here, means young, which is a bit bad. But Yong is the Resis of PSV. As you can see, it says under 21s, but it ain't necessarily under 21s. Definitely worth having a look over there as well. The Resis of Ajax, there are some decent players over there. Probably worth looking at. What's that? Probably worth looking at the U Trent as well. You'll probably find some decent ones at U Trent, and so on and so on. There's going to be other words, I think, maybe. Let me just try. Right, so I've written under 21, so it still brings up the Arsenal Resis, because over here they're known as the Arsenal under 21s. It's like an alias to Arsenal Resis. Let's just have a look at it. Right, so this team here, whoever they are, Estonian, they wouldn't have appeared if I put in the R, because it don't say it. You know, they're known as FCI Levadia under 21s, FCI Levadia under 21s. So it's definitely worth trying that as well. Not as many, it don't look like, for under 21s though. Let's have a look. If there's anyone that looks remotely half decent, it's Sion. No, we've got one player over at Sion. He's 34 years of age. So again, it was the same situation. Sion have obviously got this player, and they put him in the senior, in the created club of Sion under 21s. Now these clubs are genuine clubs in the game, but they're not genuine clubs in real life, if that makes sense. And they're designed that they will never get a reputation to get into the Football League, because that would just bollocks everything up, wouldn't it? It really would. So there are different things that you could put in. Let's try under 19s. Okay. So there you go, Galatasaray under 19s. So let's have a look. See, I'm actually gonna add him to my shortlist. Didn't find him before. That guy is already moving. So let's see where he's going to. He's going to Galatasaray seniors in the year 2026, and so on. You know, I didn't think of writing under 19s, if the truth be told. But we've obviously got 5 other players here. They're all going to be young, and they're all going to be going to Dynamo Zagreb seniors, I would imagine. You will find some decent players. There is no doubt about it. So I should point out, right, if I was to start a new game in England, fire up this shortlist, some players wouldn't be here. It'll only be a few. You've got to have the same leagues open. But it looks like there's a lot of Turkish teams then. Besiktas under 19s. Oceana under 19s. The Word of Bremen, of course, you know, that's good really when it does. It's got a different name up here for what they're known as to what they're referred as, or what have you. So I'll show you something, right? And I spoke to Matt today because of this, right? So we were just sort of like sharing a few players, and I found this guy. So I said to Neil, check this guy out, Divine Kimbro. And Neil came back to me that he was 13 years of age in his game, and he's 12 in mine, which indicates to me, I haven't checked this, but it's going to be the case, he'll have no proper date of birth, I don't think. Do you remember on the ODB, Cherno Samba hasn't got a set date of birth, so he's always 15 or 16, it's never a set, and it's going to be the same with this guy here. So 12 years of age, 350 grand he's worth. Let me know what you think. Let me know if you've even heard of this guy. I haven't even checked in it. I went out and then I came back, so I need to check to see if this guy is even a genuine player. But there's various players that we've both been scouting through teams and stuff. I thought I actually had more 14-year-olds than just 2. I was quite adamant I had more than that. I mean, I think he looks fucking good. He's 14 years of age. He's going to be 15 soon. Don't tell me that he's not good. I mean, he's got the passing ability, which is going to be... I mean, he's a great... I'm looking at him now, and I'm thinking, he really is good, isn't he? He really is fucking good. And he's not got an agreed move to the Napoli seniors. So what I found is, when I went to the reserves, it's mostly the Italian teams that have got loads of players. It's a ridiculous amount, and I probably need to do more extensive looking. And I didn't even look really at 18-year-olds. There's going to be more. So as I said, there are third-party programs you can use to do this. I choose not to because I like to keep it within, and I've done it the long way, as has Neil. But going back to the club search, obviously also this next bit is an absolute must. Is ensure you have got a maximum database on your settings. Very, very important. And ensure that when you're doing your checks, you write in your keywords. So what you can do, right, is you can save that shortlist. That's my new formation I'm working with. So you can save your shortlist. I was telling Neil about this yesterday. I've called it cheap as chips. Save the shortlist and then start a brand new game when you're going to go for it. You're going to start as whoever, load up the shortlist, and it will save you going to all those players all over again. I'm sure you guys already knew that shit. I've like I said, added Argentina and Brazil, so I want to look. I mean, I think he looks the bollocks, don't he? He's going to be 16 soon. Passing 16, pace 16, dribbling 16, creativity 16, 4 16s at flair 17, technique 17, 6 attributes there, massive for that position. Obviously, there's a few that you think, well, it's a bit shit, it's finishing shit, blah, blah, blah. The kid is 15 years of age. And it's worth £2.4 million. So, you know, the only downside is you can't buy them all. You cannot buy them all. And so on and so on. So that is that. That is it then, guys. Just a real quick video, giving insight into my current project. And hopefully somebody out there might think, you know what, fucking never knew that. That's a good idea. And if that can be said by one person, I'm happy. Till next time from me, guys, take it easy.